Thank you for joining us for the YWAM News Show for July of 2026. This month, we'll talk a lot about how we got called into missions, who's Circle 18, get a fire update from Cimarron, Colorado, hear about the YWAM Lyon street outreach, hear about YWAM's ministry in Zomba, Malawi, find out what the YWAM Koha has been redeployed to Fiji, and more. So thank you for watching or listening to the Youth of the Mission News Show podcast. This is your 171st episode. I'm your host, Bill Hutchison. You can contact us, subscribe to future episodes, leave comments, and find links to all the stories we'll talk about in the show notes for the podcast at ywampodcast.com/171. Now, we are active on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, so please like and subscribe to this channel so you can get updates and interact with us. If you're currently watching live, you can drop us a message and let us know what you're up to. So I do want to start this episode with an apology to Lydia and to all of those who tuned in to the live show that we recorded last week. Due to some issues that I caused, because I think I was probably just trying to get a little bit too adventurous, but with the streaming and everything I was doing, we did not record or broadcast Lydia's audio. So Lydia, I am so sorry for that. So we, in addition to that, the podcast was actually taken down for copyright strike, as one of the YouTube videos that we played from one of our YWAM locations was using copyrighted music. So even after the mix-up that I had with the audio, the episode actually got taken down. So I've changed the audio in that clip, so you won't get that this time. And we will be working this week on fixing it so that next time Lydia will be with us again. Lydia added a lot to the last episode, and I'm sorry you guys didn't get to hear what she shared, what she contributed, and what she's up to. Sorry that you guys missed out. If I do manage to grovel enough, I'm hoping Lydia will join us again next month after we fix the audio inputs and after I've done a lot of testing. So, on to the show. Recently, YWAM Rosario, Argentina, released a video from one of their staff about how he decided to join YWAM.
I really felt I can go anywhere with YWAM. So I found this art school on the internet. It was in Argentina, and God was calling me. So I applied the school, I wrote the people and everything. I said, God, this is too complicated. I don't have the money, I don't know how to do with everything. So I'm not trying anymore. But if you want to take me there, do it. That was my prayer. The following day, I forgot my prayer. I am coming back from the city, but it had snowed, and it snows a lot in Finland. I'm approaching the highway, and out of sudden, I see this car. They didn't stop. They don't see me. So I hit my brakes, but the brakes didn't work at all because of the snow. I turned the wheel, I turned more. In that moment, I totally lost the control. I hit the barrier next to the highway. I start rolling. So I can feel this window breaks and all the glasses coming in. 3 times I screamed, Jesus, to help me. Then everything stopped. I was backwards in the car. There was just silence. There were glass in my mouth. And people came to me, they say like, how can you be alive? Because I saw the accident and I said, whoever's in the car must be dead. God saved my life. There must be a purpose for my life. And then I remembered the prayer. God answered my prayer. I said, if I'm still alive, if I'm able to walk, if I'm able to move, if I'm able to play piano, I'm going. And if it's in Argentina, let's go. It wasn't my fault, the accident. So the insurance company of his car, they paid it all. So out of sudden, I didn't have a car, but I had some money. So that was enough actually to come to Argentina and start the art school. I came because of the arts and God's calling. All those problems that I had inside that I didn't know how to deal with. It was in Argentina that I found people who really loved and cared and who were not afraid of walking with me even in my darkest valleys. 10 years ago, we founded a base in Rosario. We were a team of around 20 staff. In YWAM Rosario, we had this calling for creativity. I'm a musician, and we have dancers, we have actors, and we combine this creativity with reaching people. In Rosario, we see lots of children with drugs and problems, violence. Through the arts, we can provide them a space where they feel safe, they can create, they can see that they are valued. We can reach entire families. Many of them, they are going back to church, and we can see good fruits. God has brought us amazing growth. There are families joining us, students joining us, new programs and ministries opening, and we don't have enough space. But now we have the opportunity to purchase a great property right outside of the city. It has 17 acres of space, buildings already existing, and lots of space to build more. This is a really critical time. Our contract here in the center, it just ended, and they doubled the price. We can't pay that much for rent. If we need to pay that much, we want to invest it in our future and generations. The price of the property outside of the city, it's really good, but this is one-time opportunity. We need to move forward now, and we can't do it by ourselves. We need your help.
So, like you said, Argentina, YWAM Rosario, in Argentina has been growing a lot in their reach and their opportunities, and they are looking to expand. And they did tell us a little bit about that expansion and how they want to see it work.
Hello, my name is David Hamilton, and I want to endorse the life and ministry of YWAM and Paula Maldonado and all that they're doing together with the wonderful YWAM team in Rosario, one of the key strategic cities of Argentina for the last 10 years. I've known Paula since she was a little child. She's from Argentina and grew up as a second-generation YWAMer. YWAM is from Puerto Rico. The ministry is involved in community development, the arts, discipleship, just a variety of ways of impacting the community in which they live.
Hi YWAM family, we are Iram and Paula from YWAM Rosario, Argentina.
Right now, we are a community of 60 people with 10 families.
We want to share with you that we are in a very critical moment. We are renting a house in the center of the city, but the contract ended.
In the middle of this, God opened a door to buy a property.
They have an opportunity to purchase a property right outside of the city that will enable them to increase the number of people they can serve.
It's more than 17 acres with a huge potential for missions, training, and community life.
The property price is incredibly affordable for everything that is already built, $900,000. But it must be paid in full, and we need to raise the money before the end of July.
They've prepared for this for years. What has happened in just the last couple days is that there was a theft at their base, and they are in a crisis.
It was a very strong blow, especially in this season where time and money are pressing.
Even so, we choose to walk in faith, knowing that God is our provider and that His purpose never changes.
In the middle of all this, we start receiving miracles from God. A local church from Rosario gave us an offering. That step of faith made it possible to reserve the property and move forward toward the dream of seeing YWAM established in this place. But wait, it didn't stop there.
We had the opportunity to share our current situation with our family from YWAM Americas.
We're going to take an offering to Rosario and their new property.
Recently, we had the opportunity to share our story during a community night in Kona, and we were so moved by the response.
We are amazed, and we know that God is writing this story.
YWAM is around the world to join them, contributing and being generous to help them get over the hump to see their dreams become a reality. Would you please pray about assisting them at this time? Thank you so very much.
He spoke to us about not thinking only about today's needs, but about the land where our legacy could be established, a place to rise up a generation, train missionaries, and dream the dreams that have not yet been dreamed.
And you think of this whole idea of getting a property is just a tool. But what's important is the tool has to have a vision and great leadership attached to that property for God to properly use it. And I just want to commend to you, Hiram and Paula, as great leaders. They have vision, they have people following them, they have faith. And again, this property is a tool that will help increase their impact into the nations.
We believe that we are in Joshua times, the kind of moment where you step into water first and then God opens the way. YWAM has always been a walking miracle. People taking steps of faith before having all the answers. And that's when God's move.
Our friends in Rosario are finding themselves like Esther in a critical time in their journey where it requires swift response to stand on behalf of the people of Argentina and others among the nations. We have walked with them. We know them. They are our friends. We believe in their calling, and we have come alongside with them to invite you to also participate in being a response to finances that are needed for them to inquire not only into the land, but welcome to the history of Rosario, Argentina.
So maybe this isn't just our step of faith. Maybe God is inviting many of us to do something bigger together. And we truly believe this is going to be a season of supernatural miracles.
Thank you for walking with us, and thank you for your faith.
Gracias. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muito obrigada. Gracias. Gracias. Muchas gracias.
Kiitos.
Terima kasih.
So yeah, if you head on over to YWAMRosario.org, you can see how you can partner with their ministry and also find out a bit more about what they're doing and why they're actually needing this larger property. So YWAM Rosario was actually the site of the recent gathering of Circle 18, which is the international YWAM ministry that Lydia and I both work at to produce this YWAM News Show. So from that gathering, they put together this video and talks a little bit more about Circle 18 and the ministry that we do.
In a global movement united with 18 values, our last but not least value is to communicate. To communicate in truth, accuracy, relevance, timeliness, and integrity. Circle 18 is a global communications collective, a guardian of Value 18. We gather to connect, to grow, to create media, to serve with tech. So everyone, everywhere, can reach out and discover a divine calling, to know God and to make Him known as youth of the mission.
So yeah, it's fun to see all those people that I work with. All of that, most of them I've met online, but never in person. Because of family commitments, I usually can't travel to those and haven't actually been to one yet, a gathering of all of us who work together. Now, the reason why the ministry that we are involved with is actually called Circle 18 is because the ministry is based on YWAM's 18th foundational value, which is communicate with integrity. What it says is that YWAM affirms that everything exists because God communicates. Therefore, YWAM is committed to truthful, accurate, timely, and relevant communication. We believe good communication is essential for strong relationships, healthy families and communities, and effective ministry. And you can find out more about the ministry over at circle18.org. Now, one of the ministries that Circle 18 works with is The Invitation, which is YWAM's monthly prayer initiative. Thank you for joining us this month as we take up the invitation and join together with thousands of YWAMers from around the world as we pray and hear from God. This month, we'll be praying for Bangladesh. Please pray for Bangladesh, a nation of 177 million people, the fourth largest Muslim population in the world, and home to a movement of young disciples of Jesus equipped with the love of God and faith to move mountains. Though Christians make up only 0.5% of the population, the church has impacted the nation through education, healthcare, and serving the poor. Please take a moment right now to pray for Bangladesh. Please also pray with us on July 9th, the prayer day for the YWAM prayer initiative called The Invitation. Ways you can pray. First, you can pray for unity in the church to continue. The church has learned the value of working together in humility and love. There's been a wave of personal revival in the church, and the church is now praying for the overflow into their communities. Second, you can pray for the movement of young people who are sold out to the spreading of the good news, specifically to their own people. Pray for strong foundations in biblical worldview for the next generations as they face the culture that surrounds them, and also unbiblical ideas that come through the media. Third, you can pray for the established prayer movement within the church to continue continue to be vibrant and grow, and for more prayer warriors to rise up. Fourth, you can pray for the new government of Bangladesh, that the nation's leaders would be able to work in peace, that they would bring justice and economic growth to the land, and that they would respect women and minorities. And fifth, you can pray for YWAM, for continued strong relationships with churches, and for YWAM's 9 discipleship training schools, that we will continue to raise up disciples and young leaders. Joining the invitation. You can sign up for prayer emails and find translations in many languages over at ywam.org/theinvitation. Please contact us at prayer@ywam.org to let us know how you prayed, to recommend a prayer topic, or to request an advanced copy of the prayer guide. So again, thank you for joining us as we pray for Bangladesh this month. We'd love to hear how you prayed, how God led you, and what actions you'll be taking. YWAM Lyon regularly heads out for street evangelism and sent this report from the latest open air event. These past 2 evenings of open airs were incredible. It was such a joy partnering once again with the Tread Dance to proclaim Jesus in the heart of Place Carnot in Lyon. Led by the Holy Spirit, we experienced powerful moments of rap, dance, worship, gospel preaching, personal testimonies, and flag warfare. Between performances, we connected with people who had stopped to watch, as well as those relaxing on the nearby benches. We shared meaningful conversations, prayed with people, handed out Christian literature, had thoughtful discussions about faith, and most importantly, saw several people open their hearts to Christ. Even without massive crowds, the peaceful atmosphere created space for genuine, unhurried encounters while spiritually taking back territory. Thank you to everyone who prayed, served, and stood with us. All glory to God. So you can check out ywamlyon.com to find out more. Now, YWAM Revive London recently took part in a multi-church outreach during the 2026 Wimbledon Tennis Champions.
During the 2 weeks of Wimbledon outreach, we saw 170 plus evangelists on the street sharing the gospel. In total, it was shared 211 times fully, where we could pray for 201 people. 4 people were healed on the street. 33 said yes to your life, surrendered to Jesus. 490 Bibles were given out, and we saw over 15 churches engage and go out onto the street with us.
YWAM Revive London engages in many ministries in London, and you can find out more about them at ywamrevive.org. Now, if you are looking for something to do with YWAM, either short-term or longer-term, just outside of London, YWAM Harpenden has some mission-building opportunities.
I think mission builders around the world, they literally are kind of like the heartbeat of YWAM sometimes, because they can keep a campus or location going and meeting the needs that they have. A mission builder is a short-term initiative that allows people to come and volunteer on a YWAM location to help serve in various areas that are operational. So it gives them that taste of what it might be like to live or to serve in missions, to get to know our community and the different jobs that we have here.
Through this ministry, God has been teaching me obedience, humility, and trusting His plans, even when we don't understand everything.
In our mission building program, we also include times of discipleship, whether it's one-on-ones with somebody checking in. Mission builders are involved with the campus rhythms. They also have like a small group time and different activities every week. So it's definitely more than just a workstation on our campus.
For those who want to apply for a mission builder and have some worry about it, don't be, because here is such a huge, amazing place to know people and learn new things, even learn English here as I did. Just be free and don't worry about it.
What God's shown me through mission building is that everyone's skill can be used. And even people who might not feel like they have any skills, they can come and serve and be a part of what God's doing as a whole in the mission. And I think for me, that really highlights the gifts that God gives us in our lives.
Because I believe when you serve others, we become more like Jesus.
So you can find out more about these opportunities on their website, which is ywamharpenden.org. Now, before I read the next story, I want to answer a question that we actually got over on our live YouTube channel, and they just asked if this was a Catholic ministry. We're a Christian ministry, and we have Catholics and Protestants all working together for the Great Commission to make God known throughout the world. So yeah, over on YWAM.org, you can find all different reflections of God and just what we're doing around the world and what Youth with a Mission is doing in some of their ministries. So again, YWAM.org will answer all your questions and also see where maybe you can connect with what we're doing and with what God is doing around the world. Now, last month, Lydia shared with us about the Send Philippines, and a few months ago, we shared about the first tour of the Send here in Australia. Now, at the first Send tour in Australia, they saw hundreds of commitments for people to follow God's plan, and they've recently announced the second tour in Australia. Now, in September and October, the Send will be visiting Bundaberg, Coffs Harbour, Brisbane, and the Gold Coast. If you visit thesend.org.au, you can find out more details about their events and also register for the free tickets. Now, we recently received this video from YWAM Zomba in Malawi.
My name is Ali Kadinde from YWAM Zomba, Malawi. I would love to share with you what is going on with YWAM Zomba. We're a community that are focused on equipping and empowering young people, learning schools like TTS, discipleship training schools, for 5.5 months. After a period of time, we send them to go and testify of what God has been doing during their own lives. And also we are reaching out to the community, bringing the vulnerables and equip them. We can join the community and impact the community with the transformed hearts. So as a community, we are purchasing a land that we believe God has given easy to us. We have paid some of the money over the property, but still we are trusting the Lord that we can finish is the balance that we got. So we would love to invite individuals to give towards the purchase of this land, because we believe that this is a call that God has put us, so that we may see the kingdom be manifested here in Zomba, here in Malawi, all over the world, because that's the heart, that's the whole desire. Did you please consider to be the
So you can find out more about the ministry and the property project over at zomba.ywam.ws. Now, last month, if you were following us on our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels, you would have seen a prayer request from our YWAM location in Cimarron, Colorado. At the time, the staff and students were having to evacuate their location due to a local forest fire. Now, their latest update is that the evacuation zone has changed, and the base is now in an area under voluntary evacuation rather than mandatory evacuation. Now, while everyone remains alert and prepared, should conditions change, they are thankful that things are looking to be improving, and they're very thankful that their base is safe. Now, they continue to update us on the state of the fire, and you can find out the updates on their Instagram account, which is YWAM Colorado. Now, we've told you previously about the refit that the vessel, the YWAM Koha, went through earlier this year. Well, this month, the ship has departed for Fiji for their next season of ministry.
1, 2, 3, Fiji!
Hey all, this is a massive day for us at YWAM Ships. As you can see, the Koha is pulled away from home wharf. We're off. So we've seen at least 5 actual miracles this week, just so this could happen. Things that we were told wouldn't happen, certifications that were needed that wouldn't come through. We needed a 3rd engineer. Wednesday we didn't have, by Wednesday afternoon we had. And so now we have a fully crewed ship. She's fueled, she's food provisioned, and she's off. Amazing. So she's now going, she'll be going up there till mid-October, then she'll be back again. And we're hoping to serve and empower health for thousands of Fijians this year. Thank you for partnering with us. Thank you for prayer. We've really felt the prayer of so many this season, this week, and this whole entire year. Thank you to everyone that supported us. To those that have gone above and beyond, you know who you are. Thank you for the Maritime New Zealand officers that worked overtime this week to release those certificates. Thank you for Trinity Lands, Super Yacht Coatings, Titan Marine Engineering, and everyone else that helped. You guys have been incredible. We're so grateful.
Now, one of the main ministries that the YWAM Koha does in Fiji is optometry, which is something that we often take for granted, but it can have a huge impact on the lives of people that YWAM ministers to.
Bulavanaka, my name is Alicia and I'm an occupational therapist with YWAM Ships Aotearoa. Today we got to do a home visit in the Nuku settlement, initially for a woman who was encountering some vision problems. Her daughter came up to us in the land-based clinic and was concerned as her mum was not able to do the things that she normally was able to do. We thought it would have been due to high blood pressure, but it turns out after testing her blood pressure, sitting with her, asking some questions, it was able to be fixed with a pair of reading glasses. We saw the instant smile on her face, the instant change. She was able to read her phone, she was able to communicate better, and she felt the love of Jesus, she felt seen. It was not only an opportunity to meet her practical needs, but also meet her spiritual needs. Thank you for listening. A big binakalebu.
So you can head on over to ywamshipsaotearoa.org.nz to find out more. Now, Creative International has been at the forefront of using technology and media for ministry in YWAM. One of the ministries that they do is Media for Movements.
Listen. In a small home somewhere in the world, a few neighbors are gathered. One of them has never heard this story before. Someone presses play on a small device. A voice begins to speak. It is the story of Jesus. And for the first time, they are hearing it in their own language. Across the world, moments like this are happening every day, especially among unreached peoples, where many have never heard the story of Jesus before.
How do we disciple these people? That's where, using audio Bibles is just so key. So having those solar devices, it just makes such a big difference. And it was such a blessing, because now to see even the expression on the face of these people, to be able to hear the word of God in their mother tongue's audio, and it's just helping to grow even faster the discipleship process.
Scenes like this are unfolding across villages and cities. Disciple-making movements are spreading. Ordinary believers are sharing Jesus with their families, their friends, and their neighbors. And increasingly, they are using media to help tell the story. But the most powerful media does not come from far away. It comes from within the culture, from believers who understand the language, the stories, and the questions of their own people. That is why Media for Movements exists. Media for Movements helps movements strategically plan how media can strengthen evangelism, discipleship, and church multiplication.
We would like that media to have a holistic approach in terms of discipling the whole church that will lead to discipling the whole nation.
Pastor leading over 200 believers saw significant growth in his ministry after using media tools. The disciple multiplied, developed leaders, and planted 4 new house churches.
Together, they imagine new ways to tell the story of Jesus through their own cultural creativity. Then they create simple media using affordable and reproducible tools, often just using smartphones. They record testimony videos. They share Bible stories. They create discipleship resources. They write and record indigenous worship music. Sometimes they even experiment with new creative tools, including AI-assisted media.
I try to create a song based from Revelation 7:9. We could able to create this song in our dialect, Hindi, and in all of our devotions. in all of our meetings. Now we use this song. This has become our theme song.
And then the stories begin to move, shared face to face, passed from phone to phone, heard through audio Bibles, watched on portable MP4 players, carried through house churches and local networks, sometimes spreading even further through social media. These resources help people encounter Scripture and the story of Jesus in ways that are natural and accessible in everyday life.
I strongly believe media accelerates every field of the movement from entry to multiplication.
Storytellers, people who offer their gifts to strengthen what God is already doing through multiplying movements. The result is multiplication. Movements creating their own media. Media strengthening movements. And the gospel reaching even more people.
This has been one of the many ways that media has stimulated our movements. Developing new leaders, passing the best truth down to people far away, shifting the focus from one language only to multiple languages, and involving young people and a young generation.
For generations, mission media often came from the outside, but today, something new is happening. Believers everywhere are discovering that they can tell the story of Jesus themselves, in their own languages, for their own people.
People are so excited because it's in the local, and they know they are the people whom they know themselves, and it's really excited, and they are speaking in their own language. So it was so excited.
When simple tools are placed in the hands of multiplying disciples, stories travel farther than anyone imagined. From phone to phone, from home to home, from people to people. Among unreached peoples, new voices are beginning to tell the story, carried by local believers, shared in heart languages, multiplying from community to community. Stories of Jesus in every language, created by local believers, from the harvest to the harvest.
So yeah, if you head on over to createinternational.com, you can see a lot of the different ministries that they're involved in. You can also see the many films, books, podcasts, and training opportunities over there. They have dozens, if not hundreds of languages represented there too, of videos that have been produced to outreach to some communities that have never been able to watch videos or gospel presentations in their own language. So yeah, createinternational.com is a great resource and a good place for you to check out. They also have some courses over there, I think, that you can check out as well if you want to learn more yourself. Now, I did want to finish up this show with a message from Lauren Cunningham that YWAM Koha republished.
You can trust God to do His part if you will do your part. But the Lord has told us to go. That's one thing He has said. We are to go. And we're to reach every creature with the gospel.
So I thought that was a good challenge for us to finish on, which is what God said to go. And that's what Lauren committed his life to. And what Youth of the Mission is all about, is to going into all the nations, preaching the gospel, discipling those nations. So that concludes this re-recording of this month's podcast. If you want to follow along with the work that Lydia and her team is doing on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, it's YWAM Rogaland. She has some new team members joining her this month, so I'm really excited to see the kind of stuff that they're going to be putting together soon. Now, if you wanted to follow the YWAM podcast, you can find everything and links to everything that we've talked about at ywampodcast.com. And for myself, my personal website is billhutchison.org. You can, again, head over to ywampodcast.com/171. We'll show all the videos that we shared during this, as well as linking to all of these stories that we've talked about. If you want to subscribe, you can do so at ywampodcast.com/subscribe. If you like the program, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell a friend anyways. Maybe they will. So again, thank you very much for joining us. Next month, hopefully Lydia will join us again and I'll have everything working properly. And I would love your feedback. It was good to chat to those people who are in the chat this week on YouTube and on Facebook. So thank you to those who joined us. And I look forward to hearing more about what God is doing in your life, more about what God is doing around Youth of the Mission, and sharing them with you next month.